Hello and welcome to another issue of Volusia County Issues. My name is Eddie Colosimo, President and founder of Bikers for First Amendment Rights. And today we have as a special guest, we have Brett Harper, who is the commander of VFW Post 4250. And he's going to give us some information as far as what is a VFW, what do they do, how do they help our community, how do they help our veterans. Brett, nice to have you aboard. Thank you very much for coming today.
Thank you, Eddie. Good to be here.
Now, you're the commander of the VFW Post 4250 in New Smyrna, affectionately known as the Little V.
Little V.
And what's so special about the Little V?
Well, that's a long list. I don't know if we have enough time to go into all the things that make the Little V so special, but primarily we're a small post by comparison to a lot of posts. That's why they call us the Little V. We've got just over 300 VFW members and another couple hundred in the auxiliaries, the men's and the women's auxiliary. We are unique in Volusia County in that we have a facility unlike any other. We're not located in the strip mall. We're located on city property, but we've got about 3.5 acres or maybe more of open land that we can use to, we have horseshoe tournaments and flag retirement ceremonies and
waterfront
memorial
property.
Services and waterfront property good, so that doesn't hurt. But that's part of what kind of distinguishes us from the others. I'd say probably the number one thing that distinguishes us over the other posts is our membership. Our membership is, well, let's just say they're colorful.
Yeah.
We have a colorful membership, and including a large number of World War II vets that's sadly decreasing year by year. Quite a few Korean War vets, and most recently, with the conflicts going on now, we're building our membership of younger members. The Iraqi War vets and Afghan vets are coming on board.
You are getting more younger members.
We are, but not as many as I would like, of course, and it takes a while to get them educated. You know, I think there's a lot of preconceptions as to what the VFW is about. I certainly had them. It was probably 15 years after I got out of the Marine Corps that I ventured into the VFW with the mindset of actually joining. Prior to that, it was a place to go get a cheap drink and you know, maybe share a few war stories with some guys and then move on. Never really, not being a family man back then, it never really seemed to me the place for a family. And since my active involvement over the past 5 or 6 years, that's really kind of the direction that I'd like to see it go, and our post has gone that way. We've put in children's areas and swing sets and tried to make functions that we have family friendly.
Well, one of the things that I'd like to comment, first of all, I'm also a life member of the VFW myself, but one of the things I'd like to comment about you is that I've watched a lot of commanders on a lot of different areas, a lot of different posts, and first I was proud to see a man as young as yourself step up as a commander, take the responsibility, and furthermore, you've done a great job down there.
Well, thank you.
It's good to see young blood in there, and by comparison, you're very young.
But, you know, the funny thing is I'm kind of in between, because at 45 years old, there's guys coming back that are 25 years old, a good 20 years younger than I am. So they're really the future of the VFW.
Right.
Like I said, we're attracting, you know, more and more of them. I'd like to see that program and that outreach be expanded, and the VFW National is doing their part for that too.
Are they? I haven't seen that. I think they should be doing a national campaign, advertising campaign, and I haven't seen it.
I agree, and I've had several conversations with several different people within the organization towards that, and I think we're going to see that in the years coming. It can't happen soon enough.
No.
For my taste, but there's posts all around the country, and you don't have to look too far to find them. VFW Magazine does a great job of profiling posts that are doing things a little bit out of the box. I recently read about a post in Texas that redid their entire post. They've got a alcohol-free canteen. They've got a swimming pool.
What's an alcohol-free canteen?
Young families. So, you know, they've got kids areas, they've got camping sites, it's a compound, it's not just a post, it's a refuge for VFW members and their families. And that's the direction I think that's the way to go. A lot of posts don't have the ability to do that because they're in an area that won't really allow for that. Again, our post is unique in that we have that ability. So we're starting to take advantage of that and starting to see the benefits. We have a horseshoe tournament, just as an example. We have a horseshoe tournament most weekends, and since we put in this, one of our members donated a big play set. It took 3 truckloads to bring it in. It's absolutely massive.
I've seen that.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, oh yeah.
And on any given weekend, there's 8, 10, 12 kids out there playing that are all, 7, 8, 10, 12 years old, which is really neat because the people that, whether they're a member of our post or not, they can come down and take part in an event that we have, and the kids have something to do, rather than play on the wood pile or in the fire pit. So,
Well, what are some of the programs that you do around the community as a post? What are some of the benefits that you offer the community?
well, as much as we do, we can never do enough.
Right, I understand that. We have the same problem here.
There's just every day, and there's a need everywhere, especially in these economic times that we're in. It's never been worse. A couple of the programs nationally that they're involved with, one of my favorites is called Unmet Needs. And Unmet Needs is a VFW Foundation program that provides money and financial assistance for veterans and their families to maybe pay the rent, buy the groceries for a couple months, that type of thing. Those are all national programs. Locally, one of my favorite programs is called Kudas Unhooked, and it's a pretty new program, but what it does is they provide a home and a stable environment for homeless high school students. You would be shocked and amazed at how many homeless high school students there are. Now, I'm not talking they're living under a bridge. They're sleeping on a friend's couch, or maybe sleeping in their car, or maybe they have absentee parents, what have you. But they're seniors, they want to graduate, but they need a safe place to study, a secure place to live, that with structure.
Right.
That has a zero tolerance as far as drugs and alcohol and causing problems. They're required to have a job, and I ran into the gentleman that founded this program last year, and our post has become a cornerstone member, contributing funds. We do food drives 2-3 times a year. Recently we had somebody donate a bunch of clothes, to them, and these are, and it really moves you to see these kids, how grateful they are.
Yeah.
Just for the chance and the ability to have a place to call home.
Well, along those lines, what are we doing for our homeless veterans?
That's a national movement. I see things on that almost on a daily basis in the news. And as a matter of fact, something over the weekend I saw that they're starting to pay attention to that. In our neck of the woods in New Smyrna Beach, where Post 4250 is, we don't have a big homeless problem adult-wise. And I think, you go to Orlando and you're going to see more of that. Anybody that comes into my post and has a need, we have funds. We have a fund set up. It's called the Relief Fund. And I've had veterans traveling, need to get back to Pittsburgh from Miami or wherever they were coming from, or maybe they need a ride to the VA hospital, that kind of thing. If we need to pay for a taxi or get one of our members to give them a ride to the VA hospital or what have you, we do that. We had guys camping out for a while if they're between destinations.
Yeah.
They need to camp for a couple of weeks to kind of get stabilized a little bit. And if they like our post, they come there and they end up staying a little longer than they planned on because we serve them food. It's a friendly post. I've been told several times that, I walk into some places and they act like we got 3 heads. I walk into this place and within 30 minutes I know everybody in the whole place.
Right. Well, I come down to your post, as you know, 2-3 times a week probably. And it's interesting some of the people you do meet that are coming through. Some real characters out there, and you have the advantage of being on the city property, and the city is very, very good with you, as
Yes.
I know. A lot of places don't have that kind of freedom, and being on the water like that is real nice too. Have they caught you fishing out there yet?
No, they haven't caught us. But it's a good relationship we have with the city. We enjoy a really good relationship with not only the mayor and the city council, but the chief of police and the fire department. They've been excellent. As I mentioned, we do flag retirement ceremonies.
Right.
Last year, I retired probably in the neighborhood of about 4,000 flags.
Probably about 400 of those were mine off the back of my motorcycle.
We get a lot of them, and we're one of the few posts that have the ability to actually do that,
Yeah.
because we've got the property, and we have a huge fire pit that we use for that. We've got, in my opinion, the best honor guard in the county. Maybe within this, well, I don't want to go that far, but we've definitely got the best honor guard within the county. They're about 15 strong, and they do an outstanding job. Some of it's not all flag retirement ceremonies. Some of it's, sadly, it's memorials and funerals.
Brett, explain to the audience what is a flag retirement ceremony.
Well, kind of this ties in with what you asked about community service. In a couple of weeks, I'm doing a flag retirement ceremony with the junior ROTC out of Spruce Creek High School. And a flag retirement ceremony is part education. It's the proper way to retire a flag. As most people know, you don't just throw them away. They need to be retired with respect and dignity. There's a specific way to do that. We collect these flags and literally retire 400 to 500 of them at a time. And that involved, it's an emotionally moving type of ceremony, and most times when I do it, at the end, there's really not a dry eye in the house because of what the flag means,
Yeah.
because of what it means to individuals. Everybody takes away a personal meaning
Yes.
from that, and it's great. We started opening up to the public and announcing that they're done, and the fire department comes in and takes part in it, and it's just, it's one of my favorite things that we do, and a big part of it is education.
Right.
A lot of people don't know the history of the flag, or why the 13 stripes, or how it should be retired and whatnot. So
Right.
that's all part of it.
And you also have a good motorcycle riding club, or group out of your club, out
We
of
do.
your post.
We've been we're real active. As you know, yesterday you were on a poker run for
Right.
for one of our members to raise money. We probably do, I'd say, one or at least one a month. That we're a popular stop again because of the property, and it's kind of a fun place. So we're also kind of right in the middle of a lot of places. So if they start here and they end here, we're somewhere in the middle. But it's going back to one of your earlier questions: is what does the VFW do? There's several things that we do, and probably we don't have enough time to go into it. But one of the things that I'm the most proud of